Each week we do what is called a community moment. This is a chance for someone from the community to get up and give a short talk, 5 to 10 minute talk about what's going on in their lives, a thought that they've had, a book that they've read, really anything, open mic time. Today's presenter, like I said, is probably our world record holder for all oases internationally for community moments. Please join me in welcoming Lew Kana.
This better be good after that introduction. Thought it might interest you in a little culture. Imagine culture from me. The title of my community moment is Quiet. And it's based on a poem that I discovered that I would like to read to you about quiet. There's a backstory to all of this. It has been a wish of mine to visit more national parks. I have been to many, but there are many more to go. Problem is, I'm on a fixed income, so I need to be very particular about which parks I visit. Part of the problem is that I have a very strong need to visit Wellfleet, Massachusetts, about every 18 months or more. Wellfleet is my favorite place on earth. To orient you, the end of Cape Cod is Provincetown. The next town west is Truro, about which I have a lot of stories. And then Wellfleet. Wellfleet, in addition to being a favorite place, it's not a coincidence. It's a 2-hour drive from Greater Boston, which is where I grew up, which is where I have family and friends. So I kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. By the way, I talked about Provincetown is the first place where the Pilgrims stopped. They stopped to get water and then went on to Plymouth, Mass. Provincetown also has some of the best whale watches I have ever been on. So every time I go to Wellfleet, I take the 20-minute drive out to Provincetown and do a whale watch. To get to Wellfleet from the other direction, you can drive about 2 hours from either Boston or Providence, Rhode Island, cross the Cape Cod Canal, and you get on Highway 6 on Cape Cod. There's only 2 roads, there's 6 and 6A. 6A is for tourists. In about 2 hours, I turn left on Pilgrim Springs Road. There is a fairly steep incline on Pilgrim Spring Road, so after about 75 feet, you can't see Highway 6 anymore. So I have a routine. I turn off everything in the car that might make noise, the fan, the radio, roll down the windows, and kill the engine. You can now hear the silence. You might hear birds, but usually you'll hear nothing. It is downright spooky. Apparently, the author of this poem was channeling my visits to Wellfleet. So, the author is Maurice Manning. He's a Pulitzer Prize finalist, and he's written this lovely poem called An Orchard at the Bottom of a Hill. Why don't you just try being quiet? If you can find some silence, maybe you can listen to it. How it works is interesting. I really can't explain it, but you know it when it's happening. You realize you're marveling at apple blossoms and how they're clustered on the tree, and you see the bees meticulously attending every blossom there. And you think the tree is kind of sighing. Such careful beauty in the making. And then you think, it's really quiet, but I am not alone in this world. That's how you know it's happening. There's something solemn and wonderful in the quiet, a slow and steady ease. Whether the tree is actually sighing is beside the point. It's better to wonder You needn't be precise with quiet. It just becomes another thing. It isn't a silence, it's an art like love, or a dog who's pretty good asleep in the grass beneath the tree. Thank you.